24 months. That is how long one Forrester analyst gives regulated industries before this becomes a board-level problem. Rewind to May 12, 2026. Orlando, SAP, the software running payroll and supply chains at most of the world's largest companies, launches the Business AI platform. And with it, a partnership. Claude, the model built by Anthropic, becomes a primary reasoning capability across the portfolio. The same day, the analyst firm Forrester publishes the warning. One sentence, and it belongs on the agenda of every steering committee in our regulated industry. Listen to the wording carefully, because SAP chose it carefully. Claude is a primary reasoning and agentic capability. A primary, not the primary, not exclusive. In the Autonomous Enterprise announcement, Claude is among the foundation models behind more than 200 agents and more than 50 assistants. So the ecosystem echo that every agent runs on Claude is not what SAP said. But here is what should actually bother you. Nobody can check. There is no published mapping of which model runs which agent. No default model statement for Joule, the AI assistant built into every SAP product. No public deal terms. Anthropic has not even announced the partnership on its own newsroom. And no public document answers the question of which region Claude runs in for this platform. The dependency is real. The documentation of the dependency is not. And you cannot manage a risk you cannot see. Is concentration risk theoretical? 2026 already answered that. Kai Weiner, field CTO at Confluent, and one of the most read voices on enterprise AI architecture, puts it bluntly about the industry as a whole. Single vendor AI has become a single point of failure. By his own count of provider status pages, days of serious disruption went from 6 in the first quarter of 2025 to 51 a year later. 39 of those 51 traced back to Claude. And in June, something with no precedent. A United States export control directive forced Anthropic to switch off its newest model tier 3 days after launch. It came back at the end of the month. Weiner's summary: a model that was available on Friday was gone on Saturday by government order. To be fair, none of these incidents is known to have touched an SAP customer. The question is not whether Claude is good. It is what happens on the day you have to stop using it. SAP knows all this. It is building the answer, a European sovereign cloud, the EU AI cloud. Over 20 billion euro committed over a decade. Real money, real partners, and almost none of it is something you can fail over to today. Watch the verb tenses. Mistral models have run in the generative AI hub since 2024, in SAP data centers on European infrastructure. That part is live. Cohere North will be integrated into the business technology platform. No date. The only deployment you can touch today runs in Canada. Mistral Studio lands starting in Germany. OpenAI for Germany on Delos Cloud for the public sector was targeted for 2026. The hedge exists. Most of it is announced, not shipped. And announcements do not fail over. Weiner himself argues that for most SAP customers, the model under Joule is infrastructure, and trusting SAP to manage it is a rational choice. Rational, if you can leave. So apply the only test that matters. Can you actually flip the switch? At the API level, SAP has a genuinely good answer. The Generative AI Hub gives you one harmonized interface to more than 30 models. Switching models in your own application can be a configuration change. Change the model name. No client code rewrite. That is real, and it is better than most platforms. But engineers who have done real migrations will tell you, the API swap is the cheap part. Prompts get tuned to one model's behavior. One study found the same coding task swings up to 40% on prompt format alone. Tool calls are formatted differently. Every evaluation has to be rerun per model, guardrails revalidated, costs rebenchmarked, because the same text does not even count the same number of tokens on two providers. And now the map of where the switch is wired at all. Your own extensions on AI Core. Yes, you choose the model. Agents you build in Joule Studio. Yes, Document AI, a curated picker, SAP picks the shortlist. Joule itself and the 200 pre-built agents, SAP chooses the model. In everything SAP has published, we found no customer switch. If your integrator tells you otherwise, get it in writing. And one more thing. The sharpest critics say the model is not even the deepest lock-in. The data, the context, and the orchestration above it are. Portability is real at the edges you build. In the core you buy, it is a promise. So here is what I would take into a live program. 3 questions in writing before the next signature. 1. For every agent you deploy, which model runs it, where does it run, and who can reach the data behind it if you change course? If the answer is not in writing, that is the answer. 2. What is the fallback when that model is suspended, deprecated, or repriced? Ask for the routing in the contract, not in the keynote. 3. When SAP swaps the model underneath your agent, who pays for revalidation? Because models get deprecated on this platform as routine business. Gemini 1.5 gone. Falcon 4DB gone. Even the orchestration API gets reversioned. That is normal. Your budget should know it. Forrester's advice was to commit at the architecture level and pilot at the product level. Mine is simpler. Portability is not a feature you buy. It is a discipline you run. Keep your own evaluation harness for the 5 agents that matter most. And switching stops being a leap of faith and becomes an engineering task. Skip it, and every model on the slide is optionality on paper.